Namaste, Yogi and Yogini, and welcome to Aphinya Yoga. I am Aphinya. Today's video is to get our body fully stretched with only 8 yoga poses. So let's begin. The first one, I will not count it. So you come into child's pose, please. Toes together, knees apart. Like bring your forehead down to the ground. Have your hand on either side of your ears. And every time when we come to the beginning of the yoga practice, we want to centering ourselves into the moment. And I would love you to take the time to do that, to connect with your breath and allow your body to expand and soften with the rhythm of your own breath. Would you allow your breath to be deepened evenly? And one more full breath here, please. Inhale deeply. Exhale deeply. Then the first pose, come onto your hands and your knees, please. Make sure you spread your finger wide apart and really support yourself with a strong palms. Knees underneath your hips, okay? We are going to do cat-cow first. So the inhale, we do cow pose. You extend your chest forward and thighs back. Let the belly go down to the floor naturally. Exhale, cat pose. Round your back, tailbone down, head down to the floor. Inhale. Exhale. So we get into the big muscles and very complex muscles here, our back. Inhale, arch your back, thighs back, chest extend. Exhale, round. One more, please. When you come back to the neutral position and continue to make a circle with your spine. I still count this one as the first pose. So what's good about getting into this circle is that you now get into the size muscles on your back. Please allow your neck to get a chance to hang when you circle your back up to the sky. Remember your spines go all the way up to the neck. Let's change direction, please. Relax your jaw. Keep your breath deep and steady. And then you come back to the center. The second pose is, I call an easy side stretch. So you balance on your right hand, right leg, but move the shin part to parallel to the front edge of your mat. So you're going to have a better support there, and you kick the left leg back behind you. And you can see the right hand, right knee, and left leg is in one straight line, okay? It's also good if you are real tight in your quad and your hip flexor. I would love you to be able to get your hip over your knee, and the option that can help you to do that is to get a little bit higher off the ground, so you might need a block underneath that, okay? So when you balance it, you inhale, spin your belly and your chest up to the sky, just a touch, and you exhale, you lengthen your left hand alongside the ears, and while you push the weight back toward the legs. Inhale, breathe into your back muscle. Exhale, stretch the sides of your body. Inhale. Exhale, stretch. One more breath, please. And you exhale, you square your chest and your hip back forward. Still on the left side, thread your left hand underneath the right. You thread the needle. You look up to the sky, thread your left hand all the way through and have, the back of your shoulder, the left side of your skull is on the floor, hips over your knees. And while you're here, lengthen your right hip back behind you. Now your right hand, you can either keep it in front of your face. I'm going to change the angle a bit so you can see. Right hip back, right hand can keep it here. It depends how much you open on your chest. If you're opening so much, you can bring your right arms up to the sky or maybe behind your back and even touch your left thigh. I want you to look at my hips a bit here. When I exhale every time, when I remember, I lengthen my right hip back. So to keep the hip square and really feel the stretch diagonal along my back. It feels really good. So your right hand, feel free to move it around, please. You don't really have to be in one position only. Right, twist, getting the back muscles, shoulder. And come out from under. Then we change side. Now, balancing your left hand, left leg, and right leg kick back behind you. Inhale, get that hips over knees, spin your belly, your chest up to the sky, just attach. And make sure your core is engaged. And you exhale, push your weight backward and lengthen also along sides of your right ear. So make the right side nice and long. Inhale deeply. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, breathe into your back muscles. Exhale, stretch. One more. And then from here we go into thread, the pose that we just did. Thread the needle, square the hip, thread your right hand underneath the left. Like get the shoulder, the back of it, the side, back on the floor. Look up to the sky, the size of your skull is on the right to the floor. The left hand, like, see where is the best place for it. While I'm here, I'm lengthening my left hip back. So get it deeper into the twist when I exhale. Lift my left arms up. I don't actually like this as much as this one. So I can get into that, opening the shoulders and lengthen the left hip back behind me. And breathe into the muscles. Inhale deeply. One more, please. And carefully get yourself out from under. Now we go into a lizard pose, the right leg forward first. And I'm going to face you just a little bit so you can see the ankle. The angle of where my body and my legs are between each other. So the right leg, we move to the right a bit, and the body, we diagonal to the left. Like my knee always over the ankle, and the knee should point to the same direction with the toes. Now the back leg, you can just kind of move it around. Like hands, please feel free to open them wide or not. Just make sure that it doesn't make your shoulders is rounded, okay? Wider probably is better. And then you open your elbow to the side. You lengthen your spine by moving the hip back and chest forward. And each exhale, use that opportunity to get the body downward to the floor to stretch right in here. Get deep into the inner hips. Also your quad. Stretch, yeah. The lower you go, the more stretch you're going to feel. And also, if you're tight, this leg might come toward your ears like this. So please don't worry so much about going down only, but also keep your alignment in check. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna go facing forward. Spine nice and long. Each exhale, just get the chest lower down to the floor. Now the back leg, you can have an option to keep the knees on the floor or not. You can lift the knees off the ground. You can see that. Or even plant the back heel to the floor. But once again, make sure if you lift the back leg, you lift the back leg, please. Okay. Then we go into Ardha Hanumanasana or lunge stretch. Back knees on the ground. Bring your right foot back in front of the hips and your hands are on either side of your right leg, okay? Now, if you have a tight hamstring, I actually do a video about this. I will link it on the bottom of this video. Please make sure that you give yourself enough room, and you might need blocks underneath your hands. For us who doesn't need it, we keep hands on the floor, we straighten the leg, our hips square toward the front edge of the mat, core is in. Lengthen the spine, inhale again. The exhale is an opportunity to get into a deeper stretch. So you wait for that. Exhale to come. And see, can you get your body lower toward the floor? And that is all you need to do. Wait for the exhale to get the chest closer to the shin with the respect of keeping your spine lengthened. Okay? No tensions around your neck and your shoulder. Exhale, go toward the floor. And you come up, inhale away from that right leg. Now we're going to go into the hip flexor stretch on the back leg. So you come off the floors a bit, or maybe stay close to the floor, and you bend the left knee. You know, find the balance, get your left hand, hold the foot. Yeah. Hold it. Get the hip into the heel. Like, let that heels and hip to find one another. And then when you exhale, lengthen your tailbone downward toward that left knee and draw your gut in and away from your right thigh and start to bring your body upright. Inhale. Exhale, you just let the breath go at first. And inhale, try to like lengthen your spine up and down. Yeah. So you root to length. Now for us who can go deeper, you can use the exhale to lunge forward. Okay, but make sure that the hips and the heels are touching each other first. And the inhale, you lengthen up and away. Once again, from the front thigh, make sure that your ribs are knitting toward one another. Exhale, we lunge. Inhale, we curve. Now, please, at the hip flexor, when you lunge, you also want to do the opposite action, is to move your thighs back. I hope you can see that, just a touch, like to protect the head of your humerus and also your lower back. And lunge. And inhale, you curve. You curve. Like you root and you lengthen. You might even able to create a back bend shape with your body. That's what I mean. And then you come away from that with your exhale. Now, the next one, the pose number 7, like you walk your foot to the right, just attach once again, and you're going to be on the outside edge of the foot. Okay, really balance on that. Diagonally the foot. Open your hands wider, really wide for this one. And just walking the back leg for as far as you need to. So we are doing, I call this one a pigeon variation, because you not really have the shin part on the ground, but we opening the same muscles, is the outer hip muscles. So while you're here, this is the setup right there. Okay? Now I'm going to turn sideways because I want to show you the action that's necessary in this stretch is when you situate yourself into the pose, use the exhale to move your inner thighs muscles in, back, and apart while your chest go forward. That's the inhale. If I say exhale, I'm sorry. And you exhale, you just root your tailbone down, opening your right knee to the right and get yourself closer to the floor. Inhale, move your inner thighs in, back, and apart and extend your chest forward. Exhale, lift your core, root your tailbone down, opening that right knee to the right and get your chest closer to the floor. So you move like a jellyfish here. Like back muscles go up, move your inner thighs in, back, and apart. And then when you exhale, root your tailbone down. Keep opening the hip to the side. Remember, balance on the outside edge of your right foot, not on the top of the foot, please. And come out from that. So that's the right side. We come out with the knees together and drop hips side to side. Then let's get into the second side, the left side, with all of those four poses together. So the lizard. Left foot walk to the left, like diagonal, just tiny bit, knee over the ankle. Body with diagonal to the right. Spine nice and lengthened by hips back, chest extend. Open your arms wide. Each exhale, get the chest down to the floor to stretch that quad. Inner hips, exhale. Keep that left knee over the ankle. Exhale down. You actually can stay in a pose as long as you want to. Okay? Come up and away from the foot and then walk the legs right in front of the hips. Hand on either side of the left leg. Heels is down, toes are up. Straight your left leg. Square the hip toward the front edge of the mat. Cross in. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, stretch back. Allow the weight of your trunk to go downward with the spine elongated all the time. Inhale deeply. Exhale, go closer. No tension around your jaw. Let them go. One more, please. And inhale, lift your chest up and away from the left leg. Now you can slide the left foot in a bit and have it on the floor, knee above the ankle. Then you're going to lean away from your right leg so you can bend the knee and get your right arms off the floor and hold the foot with the hands, okay? Send your butt and your heel, like move them to find one another. You want your right hip and your right heel to be as close as to each other the best you can, because you're going to get a very effective hip flexor stretch here. This is my favorite hip flexor stretch ever. When I hold the foot like and touching my butt like that, this is just give me the best hip flexor stretch ever. Then when that's happening, then root your tailbone down. Draw your guts in and off from the thigh. Inhale, lengthen. The trunk up and away from the floor. Exhale, you can let the breath go here. And inhale, root down toward the right knee to length all the way out to the crown of the head. Chest nice and open. Exhale, let the breath go. Now, allow yourself to come to fully erect first. That might be just enough for you. For us who already here, we can go deeper with the pose by stay back with the right thighs and exhale, lunge. Inhale, root, rise, and curve backward. Exhale, lunge. Inhale. And let go of the right foot. Now we come into this pigeon variation. Just a tiny bit to get the left foot to the left and diagonal the foot to the left. Then roll to the outside edge of the foot. Hips to stay back, chest is go forward. So you want your spine to elongate, okay? And situate your hand, just move them around. You really want a broad support so your chest can go straight downward. So what's going on here is that you want the chest and the hip to go down at the same time, like Chaturanga Dandasana. Okay, so that's what's going on in the trunk. But before then, we follow the inhalation to move the inner thighs in, back and apart, and chest extend forward. So your butts go back, your chest go forward. Exhale, lift the core, opening the left knee and lower down your trunk to the floor. Inhale, thighs in, back and apart. Exhale, lift the core, length, opening the left knee and go closer to the floor. Inhale. Exhale. This is very intense stretch and really get that muscles opening, the piriformis muscles, deep ulnar rotator in the hip. Exhale. One more. Inhale, inner thighs in, back and out, chest extend, and then lift the core. Exhale, opening that knee. I want you to look at my foot again. I never roll into the top of the foot, and please be careful. Spread your toes really wide, so make this ankle nice and strong, okay? You need to engage your toe for that and come out from it. So we're gonna go into knees together, hands supporting the shoulders, and drop the hips side to side to rest just a bit. And get the benefit of moving the back muscles as well. Then from here, the last pose is Upavista Konasana, is to stretch your inner thighs muscles or your adductor muscles, which I happen to run into the situation that I feel like a lot of us are forgetting these muscles, and every time when I have my student stretch these muscles, more percentage than not, I can experience the tightness of this muscle than any other muscles. Very interesting. So we add it in, and it's the last one of the stretching. Open your legs wide apart, and try to sit on your sitting bone. You can go underneath your thighs and roll your inner thighs again in, back, and out. Do your best to get your knees and your toe point straight up to the sky, okay? Now, I run into so many variety of tightness in the body. Please do anything you can to keep your back muscles straight, lengthening first. And you might want to have your hand back behind you and use your hand to anchor down to the floor and lift your chest up and draw your shoulder blades together. Some of you, these can be very intense already. I have many men, students are just even lean back further and to lift the chest up, and they just cannot move any further. And if that is you, please be happy with that. However, to intensify the stretch of the adductor muscles is, again, all you need to do is keep your spine nice and long, and we are going to transfer the weight forward and to the ground without roll the legs forward and to the ground with the trunk, okay? Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we go lengthening the spine, and we go forward into the floor. Hands, please feel free to move them around. And you can see I spread my toes and I press my legs straight down to the floor to engage the muscles Why is that? Because I want to stretch the muscles, not pulling the muscles away from the bone. To engage them, you will get that effect. Then go down, like spine nice and long. Hands, you can once again be creative with them, however that feels good for you. You can open them wider. Don't let go of your core strength, please. No tension around your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. Like enough hand support, but not like overpower and tense up your shoulders and your neck, because we don't want that. And inhale, come up and away from the floor. And that's easy, everybody. I'm gonna come into seated. 8 yoga poses that will get your body fully stretched. You will feel good after this and feel ready for your day to do anything you want. I hope you like the tip, and if so, please give this video a thumb up. And if you're not yet subscribed to Aphinya and love the tips I share with you, allow me to welcome you. Also, last but not least, if you see the benefit of this video for anyone you love, I hope you don't mind to share it with them. I will be grateful. See you in the next video, everybody. Namaste.